Hello, fellow YouTubers. This is the one and only Craig Smith II here for the 35th edition of the Let's Draw on Something episode with my co-host Jimmy JSmoove. Tonight we gonna give our bold predictions and thoughts. We also gonna be talking about Craig's commentary on the Generation Z kids at any job, and we also are gonna be talking about possible head coaching candidates for the University of Memphis job. Once again, I'm Craig Smith II, born and raised in 773. Damn it, relocating to the 901, moved to put up with the hit and miss of the 256, and now I'm back in the 662. Y'all know how I do. And he says he doesn't need introduction, but he's gonna get it anyway. My boy down there in Houston, Texas, representing the not born and raised in the 901. Now he representing the 832. He gonna make some big moves. Y'all gonna know how he do. What's going on, Jim McWright?
Man, just chill mode right now, man. Excited to see the New England Patriots lose for the second straight week in a row. I would love to see the Patriots lose every time. Even when I'm not watching the NFL, aka the NFL, I love to see them bitches lose. They lost to Kansas City for the second time since 1992 at home again. So I'm so proud of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Usually that series, whoever got the home team, they normally win. But you know, the last two years, the last two meetings, that have broken tradition in that particular instance because you know, last year Patriots won for the first time in 15 years at Kansas City, and only the second time since 1964 in Kansas City. And you know, my understanding, Kansas City is only beating New England probably 4 times. Both teams have only 4. From my understanding of the series, they only have 4 home wins on each people's home field, because the other win the Patriots had was in Dallas when the Kansas City, aka the Kansas City, when they ain't acting right, the Kansas City Chiefs, you know what I'm saying, they were the Dallas Texans. You know what I'm saying? So nevertheless, it's always good to see the New England Patriots lose, you know what I'm saying, every time. So other than that, I'm having a good day. And we're going to see the bold predictions, man. Let's go. Let's have that.
All right. Well, Jimmy JSmoove is getting ready to get to it. And also,
hello? What happened to you?
Yeah. Appreciate it. Who the person that gave me the like, appreciate it. Let's Draw on Something has been brought to you in part by Trey Styles Custom and Designs. Hit them up for your NBA, NFL, NHL, MLB, family reunion, and special occasion needs. T-shirts, mugs, and shirt aprons and aprons and hats. There's nothing he cannot customize. You can hit him up at 901-364-3698. That's 901-364-3698. Once again.
Hold on, time out. Get that fag out the chat room. Go to YouTube and get that fag out the chat room. That's a whole hoe. That's that whole hoe. He come sniffing around. I'm not gonna say your name. We know who you are. So just go on and slap his bitch ass if he ain't already mobbed me up.
Yeah, I talked to him about that. I mean, but
it ain't nothing to talk about. It ain't nothing to talk about because I don't fuck with people like him. You know my get down. So I'm not finna fuck with no asshole like that. My get down, I don't fuck with people like Bruno. We know his history. So, dude, move around, dude. I've already called you out. I've already pulled your hoe card. Let's get something straight. I've already pulled your hoe card. You didn't reply to me. You hide like some little bitches. So move around. It's December. It's gonna be a whole new year. I ain't got time for you, y'all. All them bitches is whole hoes. So get them up out of here. That's all I'm saying. Get them up out of here. Don't talk to them. Don't negotiate. Okay. I don't negotiate with terrorists like that. You're a whole terrorist. So I've already pulled your whole card. You a scared little coward bitch. That's what the hell you are. So, just get them up out of here, man.
All right. Well, Bruno, we're gonna say this, man. We ain't trying to start nothing. I think all that shit's been squashed since last year. So, well, not early this year. So let's leave that. Let's let bygones be bygones. Cause I think Jimmy in his own way is being a little bit nice. He's being nice. So we don't want to stir the shit up on my show. We don't want to do that. So, just kind of, if you want to listen to the show, that's fine. But I had to block you because I don't want no troll comments on about Jimmy or what on there. So don't take it personal. But
We don't
we
give
ain't
a
gonna
fuck
do no,
about this. We don't give a
we
fuck
ain't gonna
about
do that.
taking it personal. This month we know his history. we know his history, man. We know his
Right.
history. So fuck this motherfucker. He got to move around. That's all I'm asking.
All right. Okay. Now we get into the nitty gritty. Bold predictions, Jimmy McWright, and you said what the playoffs were gonna be. But
Uh-huh.
we're gonna say that for last. So let's get on to the cookie cutter bowl games, shall we?
Yes, sir.
December 20th, the Makers wanted Bahamas Bowl, Buffalo versus Charlotte.
I say Charlotte.
Okay. I got Charlotte on that one because Charlotte's coach is a possible um candidate for the Memphis head coaching job. I'm not too keen on just because he made a little turnaround. So if you're in the Bahamas Bowl and you being considered for a Memphis job, then you got long ways to go. So if I was him, I build his resume up before he can move to a mid-major school.
Mhm.
Okay. The Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl, Utah State versus Kent State.
That's even. That's
Okay.
even. I can't. That's too close to call right there. That's a little even.
But I'm gonna tell you something. You're gonna love one of them Florida bowls when I get to it. The Celebration Bowl, December 21st, Alcorn State versus North Carolina A&T in Atlanta. I got North Carolina A&T. That's my friend. That's my friend. Shout out to her, JB. That's her alma mater, and her daughter is getting ready. Had accepted a scholarship and was accepted to her mom's alma mater. She graduated from North Carolina A&T. So shout out to little C. I'll call it that. So shout out to Miss J Bay's daughter, little C. Get gonna do the thing, make your mom proud. So I got North Carolina A&T in that one. All right, the New Mexico Bowl, Central Michigan versus San Diego State.
San Diego State versus New Mexico State.
Mm-mm.
Uh, New Mexico is. Damn, I forgot the. Yeah,
Central Michigan versus San Diego State in the New Mexico Bowl.
San Diego State. I got San Diego State.
Yeah. And here's another thing. Their coach, Rocket Long, dude in his 60s, and they win it every fucking year. And if y'all don't have the CBS network when these dudes are playing, that is a guy that's a coach that is an example, that is a prime example of he gets it. Matter of fact, when he took over for Brady Hoke, he got it. He realized the old school was out. He adapted with the times. He still calls the defense. I mean, he run a hellified 4-3 defense because they mix it up. But San Diego State been producing now some good quarterbacks. They produced some damn good running backs
Yeah,
for
San
the
Diego
last
State was
years. I
producing.
mean, Marshall Falk was one, and I forgot who that dude was 2 years ago. Motherfucker was
Yeah.
running, had back to back, 5 straight back to back over 200 yards rushing in a 200-yard rushing games.
Oh yeah, he was a beast, and I think he was drafted in the first or second round as well. I can't even think of the guy, but he led the nation in rushing. He was
Yep.
second his the year before. He led the nation in rushing, so he's a beast.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Do 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 do. the Cure Bowl, Liberty versus Georgia Southern. I gotta go with Georgia. I gotta go with Georgia Southern. They running that triple option. And I retweeted you something what Kirby Smart said about that when he said when he was the defensive coordinator for Bama. He said his last year when they played Georgia Southern, he said triple option is really hard to prepare for because you never know you never know who gonna have what. And I gotta agree with Kirby Smart. So I gotta go with Georgia Southern on that. What you think?
That's another even game too. I'll say slight edge to Georgia Southern, but don't be shocked if your boy from if your boy from Liberty pulls it out. Hugh
Freeze,
which people are talking about, he should be a candidate for the Memphis job, but
he is.
But that's a tricky situation. He's gonna have to recruit better at quarterback.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to recruit way better at
he ain't going to get a running game too. Because you just can't have an air game.
Yeah, because the read option, you got to have some type of, your quarterback got to have have at least be a threat to run, and then your running back has to sell it very well. Now, he did a great job at Ole Miss using what he had as far as talent, and was able to recruit very well being at Ole Miss. But of course, we had those little allegations come out, personal things that had came out as far as he's concerned. But nevertheless, that would be an interesting hire if Hugh Freeze came right back to Memphis. That would be very interesting. But it is what it is. Come to Liberty versus Georgia Southern, but that's a dangerous game for them.
Okay, well, this is basically a home game for Florida Atlantic in the Boca Raton Bowl. SMU versus Florida Atlantic. Who you got in Lane Kiffin's final game?
I got it. I got Florida Atlantic. He's gonna have to go out looking good. So I said Florida Atlantic.
Agreed. Because word is he wants Kendall Browse and he wants some cat by the name of where have heard this name? Where have we heard this name before, Jimmy? Some cat by the name of Charlie Strong. You heard of that guy?
He want him as a defensive coordinator?
Yeah.
Well, he has the ability. Yeah. He has the ability to recruit. With Charlie Strong, both guys, he's getting 3 assistants that can recruit. So Charlie Strong, but the problem with him getting Charlie Strong is if he ain't trying to come off at least $800,000 to about $1 million as an assistant, he's probably not going to take that job. Because Charlie Strong, even though he sucked ass as a head coach with his cross between Lexington Steel and Tiki Barber looking ass, he gonna demand a hell of a salary as an assistant. Right. So don't be surprised if he doesn't take that job because Ole Miss does not want to come off that pocket by paying an assistant $1 million. Because, and let's not get it twisted, Charlie Strong is a proven defensive coordinator. He started in South Carolina when Quincy what was that nigga? Quincy Carter. When Quincy Carter was sacked about 10 times. And and then he went to Florida. And
Quincy Carter played for Georgia, didn't
he? When he played for South Carolina, it was a game where South Carolina, because South Carolina was the toilet bowl of of the SEC. It was a game where it was the South Carolina's coming out party in the SEC. The first game of the season, I want to say 1999, something like that. Charlie Strong was the defensive coordinator, and they embarrassed Georgia that year. And
let's not forget. I mean, go ahead, because I want to say something here. But matter of fact, let's not forget when he was the head coach at Louisville, he embarrassed the shit out of Will Muschamp in that Sugar Bowl.
Yeah, I mean,
and Charlie Strong, he game playing the defense, and he just told his offense, "Hey, I'll tell y'all what they gonna run because I know he know how Muschamp work."
Yeah, he knows how much.
And see, and what Muschamp thought that Charlie Strong was gonna run, because see, Charlie Strong run the base 4-3, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But Charlie Strong fucked him up.
Mm-hmm.
Came out with that 3-man front.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
That 3-man 3 linebacker, that 3-3-5 on his ass. Ran it all through the game. Then when they was about the game plan for the 3-3-5, he turned around, pulled out a 5-man front, the 5-2.
Yeah.
Five linemen, 2 linebackers.
Mm-hmm.
Fucked them up. Louisville whooped their ass that year.
Yeah.
Muschamp, he wasn't hollering. He wasn't hollering because he admitted, he said, yeah, Charlie outsmarted me. He outsmarted me.
Yeah.
So if Lane Kiffin gets Charlie Strong as a defensive coordinator, look out.
Mm-hmm.
Look out. All right.
Yeah.
The Camellia Bowl. Florida International versus Arkansas State.
I give a slight edge to Arkansas State.
Okay.
Slight edge. Not that much, but slight edge.
Okay, same here. Now, this matchup will intrigue you the most. Boise State in the Las Vegas Bowl, in the Mitsubishi Motors Las Vegas Bowl. Boise State versus Washington.
Is Chris Peterson coaching that game or he's not?
Yes. And guess who's coaching? And guess who's coaching Boise State? His assistant. I ain't picking in that one. I'm going even on that one. It's even.
Same, because it's
Yeah, because they both run the same shit. So that's like choosing a winner between apples and oranges.
yeah, and emotions is going to be running high too. So that's an even. That looks like it's going to be an even game too. So nevertheless,
Mm-hmm.
good luck to whoever wins that game. And you got to think about it. If Boise hadn't lost to BYU this year, they probably would have been looking at a New Year's Day bowl as well.
Yeah,
But
I think they said they probably would. Memphis still would have been a New Year's team too.
yeah, it would have been hard.
And Boise would have been playing Penn State. Memphis would have been playing somebody in another bowl, in another New Year's bowl, and it would have been Alabama, either Alabama or Michigan.
And let me address this. Unfortunately, this is what mid-major teams got to go through until it expands to 18, 16 team playoffs. That's what a lot of these mid-majors or non-power 5 conferences is going to continue to go through, mainly because, I mean, if you get one loss, regardless if you're going up against a ranked team, then this is what you're going to have to deal with. You're not going to get to the playoffs. Let's say Memphis go undefeated this year with the great wins they have against SMU and the great wins against Cincinnati and those guys. They would have probably would have been on the outside looking in. You know what I'm saying? They would have been on the outside looking in, because when we went undefeated, when we had Fuente, they were talking about we was going to be in the playoffs. Because we beat a good Ole Miss team. This old
talking about in 2015. Let me guess.
2015,
in 2015.
Yeah,
that was because I haven't been too long. Just moved to Alabama, fresh in my marriage, and just moved to Alabama. An old lady and I, we watched that game. She was like, "Dang, Memphis ain't playing. Memphis ain't playing with them boys." I was like, 37-15.
And this is the same Ole Miss team who historically became the first Ole Miss team to beat Alabama 2 years in a row. They was coming off 2 games, coming off from one of their biggest wins in history versus Alabama. So we're talking about a team. That Memphis team would have got there, but the problem was we had to piss on ourselves, lose to Temple, lose to Houston, and lose to Navy. You know what I'm saying? So it was unfortunate for us. But had we rolled the table, oh man, that would have been a great year for Memphis. I'm telling you that now. So, nevertheless, man, shout out to Boise State.
Oh, no doubt. So that's gonna be a pretty even matchup. Let me pull this back up. Let's see. Okay. The Ariel carries New Orleans Bowl, which Jimmy, in my opinion, those get when any team that play in the New Orleans Bowl, you're gonna be in for a damn good show.
Mm-hmm.
Appalachian State versus UAB.
Appalachian State gonna beat the shit out of UAP.
Mm,
They gonna beat the
yeah,
shit out. They just
I
won their
got
they just won their conference. So yeah, they gonna beat the shit out of them. Gonna be
okay. The Bad Boys Mowers Gasparilla Bowl. You ready? So I guess whoever that fuck boy from last year's commentating team in the Fiesta when LSU played Central Florida, I guess that he got his wish. Since UCF versus Marshall. UCF.
yeah, UCF. Josh Heupel gonna run the scoreboard up on Marshall. I mean, Marshall, they're not the same team as they were in
No,
the they're the same team as they've been in years past. So nah, they gonna get blown
no.
out.
All right, because that game is going to be happening December 23rd. On Christmas Eve, you got Hawaii versus BYU. I got BYU. Well, yeah, I got BYU in that.
That's gonna be a close game because Hawaii gonna be basically playing a home game. So
Yeah.
it's it's going to be a lot of momentum. BYU is going to have to score. If they drop off against Hawaii, being that they're already at home, that's
Mm-hmm.
going to be a problem for that's going to be a problem for BYU. But who knows?
Okay. Um, December 26th, the day after Christmas. Walk-ons Independence Bowl. You can just walk on, keep on. Louisiana Tech versus Miami. And that's basically a home game for Louisiana Tech.
Versus Miami,
Mm-hmm.
but Miami's on a different level, so there's an edge. Miami has an edge. Louisiana Tech, whereas Hawaii versus BYU is kind of a rivalry because they were old WAC conference rivals. So that's going to be a little bit more intense. But nevertheless, man, I think Miami gonna win that. It's a home game for Louisiana Tech, but it might be a highly contested score. But I say Miami. I give Miami the edge
And
on
you
that.
know Luke Holt's son, he didn't deviate from what Louisiana Tech was running back in the day with that with the air raid. So he went with air raid RPO. Uh I'll throw a bone to Miami on this one.
Yeah, Miami.
Even though they sorry as fuck.
Yeah, they might be in.
Even though they're the shits.
Yeah, Miami might have to lose another head coach because I think looking at the fan base, you know how the Miami unrealistic ass fan bases, you know how their ass is. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what it is.
All right, the Quick Lane Bowl. Pittsburgh versus Eastern Michigan.
Mm,
Pittsburgh.
yeah, I give that to them.
All right. December 27th, the Military Bowl. North Carolina versus Temple. I'm going with Temple. You got to represent the AAC. I'm going with Temple on that one.
Yeah, Temple going embarrass Mac
Mac
Brown.
Brown.
Yeah, they're going to embarrass him.
All right. The New Era Pinstripe Bowl. Michigan State versus Wake Forest. I got Wake Forest.
Yeah, yeah, same here.
All right. We got a Big 12 rivalry renewed in the Academy Sports Plus Outdoors Texas Bowl in your neck of the woods, Jimmy. You ready?
What's up?
Mike Gundy versus Jimbo Fisher.
So they basically gonna have A&M playing a home game.
Yes.
A&M gonna beat the shit out them. That's a home game for them. They gonna beat the shit out of them. Yes, Jimbo Fisher runs a very complicated offense, but they lose in Houston. You know that's gonna be embarrassing. Yeah, they are 50 minutes, an hour away, but still, that's a home game for them.
Yep. The San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl, which has some good bowls. USC versus Iowa. I
USC,
got Iowa in that one.
I got USC. Yeah,
Okay.
it's gonna be a distraction. But yeah, I think USC gonna beat them. That's another home game for them. That's only like an hour and a half away. That's like a train ride away for USC fans. That's a good bowl for them to be in. In
Yeah.
all honesty, because you get fans, you gonna have a sellout crowd, so that's good for the USC crowd. So that was a smart decision on the bowl selection committee to create that easy gap for the USC Trojans. For the guys to not travel too far. So shout out to them.
Right. All right. The Cheez It Bowl at Phoenix. Air Force versus Washington State. Ooh.
I get Washington State.
Mm.
Washington.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever been listening to any of Mike Lee sound bites, man?
Yeah, I heard about Mike Lee sound.
He a trip. He a trip, and he keep it real though.
Oh yeah, man.
They're fat. They're fat little girlfriends. And see, when they get on the field, when they want to impress these little fat little girlfriends, they lose focus. They forget what they want to do because they're thinking about their fat little girlfriends.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, and by the way, and still a wholehearted fuck you to Craig James because
Well,
Mike Leach had Texas Tech. Mike Leach had Texas Tech.
based off of the
Right.
court records, he did grab that kid.
Okay.
That's pretty. I'm not trying to piss on Mike Leach. What happened is what happened, but he tried to file for back pay. The state of Texas. I'm about to say the state of Tennessee. The state of Texas rejected it. Then he filed for defamation, and they threw that shit out. So he did rough that kid up. You know what I'm saying? Based on the court records. Now, what actually happened? And what the court records say is obviously two different things. But it's crazy, man. That he did rough that kid up, and they didn't let him get his money back. So but nevertheless, Mike Leach.
That's the iffy situation.
Yeah,
And,
that was
Craig, and but much respect though, Craig James and Eric Dixon, they still cool, man. Even after what happened, it was because
yeah, yeah.
Shannon Sharp said somebody, you still talk. He said, oh, Craig, now we talk damn near almost every day.
Oh yeah, but Craig James.
Pony Express.
Craig James. Lived like 10 minutes away from where I currently stay at in Stafford. So he was a top level high school kid coming out of here in Houston and stuff like that. That's when everybody was coming out of Houston in terms of talent. You'll be surprised who came out of this damn city. Because
Mm-hmm.
Mike Singletary came out of the city at the time. Daryl Green came out of the city. This was a whole bunch of Lester Hayes was coming out of the city. So it was a whole bunch of top level talent coming out of there at that particular time. And Craig James was one of those guys that was coming out. So man, nevertheless, shout out to him, man. When it comes to him. So it is what it is.
All right, December 28th, we got the Camping World Bowl, Notre Dame, in which may be Chip Long's last game with them, versus Iowa State. Who you got?
Notre Dame gonna blow them out.
Most definitely, I got Notre Dame. Jimmy. The Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. For the first time ever, the Mike Norvell swan song as his Memphis Tigers for the first time ever in the not only the New Year's Bowl, but for the first time ever, we'll be playing James. We'll be playing James Frankie Franklin and Penn State in the Cotton Bowl. Who you got and why?
Mm, that's too close to call. Realistically speaking, I'm rooting for Memphis, but that's too close to call. Uh, that's a close game. Uh, because James Franklin, he does have intelligence, and I like James Franklin. Uh, and I'm definitely a Memphis Tiger fan more than I am a Penn State or James Franklin fan. So that's too close to call for me. You can probably call that better than I can. So who do you think gonna win?
Well, first off, let me give a shout out to somebody. Shout out to Miss Rachel Willette, the former Miss Rachel Kennard, because she crazy about some James Franklin. Because she's a Vandy grad. She love her. She crazy about some James Franklin. But not as a fan, because she said she liked the energy he brought to the football team. But again, um, we got to go back to like what we said about the teacher versus student as far as Chris Peterson versus Brian Harrison with Boise State and Washington. It's pretty even, but I'm gonna tell you some problems. Penn State is loaded. Memphis is loaded. Penn State had the same problems. Penn State secondary is just about as if it's Memphis' secondary.
Mm-hmm.
But the only advantage I see, but when you look at it, it's pretty even. But to be honest with you, it comes down to who gonna produce the good game plan for the game. So I'm not gonna say I'm going for James Franklin, and I'm not gonna say I'm going for Mike Norvell. Even though everybody want Mike Norvell to win. Want him to go out on a high note, want him to pull a Scott Frost. Because Auburn was really going to, and still a fuck you to Gus Malzahn on that, because they were determined to make sure Scott Frost was wanted to look bad in his last game when Auburn played Central Florida, but Scott Frost wasn't going. Beat their ass. So I'm not saying I want Mike Norvell to beat James Franklin's ass to prove a point that Florida State got their man. Even if Memphis lose by a point, even if Memphis lose by 3 points, I want Norvell to leave with some dignity.
I agree. And with Norvell, him being at the Cotton Bowl was the best thing popping for him, because Dallas is only 6.5, 7 hours away. So typically, when we talk about Memphis fans, Memphis always when they go to Texas, they bring down the house. We
Right.
see that with basketball, when the Memphis Tigers be in Houston, San Antonio, or Dallas, they bring the house. So this is going to be a good travel for Memphis fans. Some fans can catch the charter bus, and some of them can catch the mega bus or the fucking Greyhound bus out there.
Yeah, if they want to catch when they want to get on their old mustache Greyhound, so be it. Or better yet, if they want to fly.
Yeah, and that's only like a 40-45 minute flight. So I mean, the plane tickets are not going to be high at all. Round trip going in and going back. So that's going to be an easy travel for Memphis fans. Whereas Penn State, they got to come halfway across the United States on the Atlantic coast. So nevertheless, this is too close of a game to call, because I respect James Franklin. And again, shout out to James Franklin for getting that contract extension. He deserves every moment of that contract extension. He deserves every bit of it. But again, Penn State fans, don't fuck that shit up. Don't run that man off, because you dodged a bullet when he told Florida State no. and
Mm-hmm.
he could have did a silly staggered move. He could have bust that silly staggered move, but you know what? He said, "Hey, I got all these kids that I've recruited well. Everywhere he's went, he's recruited. He was bringing in top 30, top 20 classes at Vanderbilt, and you know how hard it is. You got to get a kid to pass academically over there at Vanderbilt. You got to get kids academically, and he was recruiting." Top 30, top 20 recruiting classes at Vanderbilt. And Vanderbilt told him, if you ever have problems at Penn State, you always welcome back. You can always
Yep.
come back to Nashville. So I'm telling y'all right now, Penn State, don't get on y'all Nebraska bullshit. Don't get on that Miami turn your nose up shit. Don't get on that Florida.
Hey, look up something for me. Has Penn State even played Nebraska since Nebraska's been in the Big Ten?
Let me go to Wikipedia right now. Penn State. I know they played a lot in the 80s, and they had a real big controversial win that kept Nebraska from winning the national title in one of those years because it was before the Miami situation happened. Because what's that dude name? Turner Gill. He only had 2 losses in his college career. One of those losses was a controversial loss to Nebraska, Penn State. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. All right, Jimmy. So we both agree that Penn State and Memphis is going to be pretty even. It's going to be all about who brings the better game, who going to bring it, basically.
2017. That was the last time they played in 2017, and they got.
So who lead the series? Penn State.
Let me go to my slow ass computer at Wikipedia. Hold on. It's pulling up in a second. It's an even series.
Okay. Yeah.
It's pretty even.
Now.
Yeah.
Okay. So like I was saying, we both agree that Penn State and Memphis is gonna be pretty. It's more about who gonna bring it the most.
Mm-hmm.
As far as both teams, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, let's draw on something, fans, and also Jimmy JSmoove Network fans. Jimmy McWright in off the air conversation had predicted that this was gonna happen. Jimmy McWright said that this was going to be the playoffs. Since my Alabama Crimson Tide screwed the pooch, and by the way, the Alabama Crimson Tide is the football team. They having a team meeting, and Tua is the focus because that's something what Kirk Herbstreit was talking about. So I don't know what I believe that I'm not trying to create no controversy with the Crimson Tide. I'll be honest with you. I believe it is. I believe that Nick Saban has secretly lost his locker room because of Tua. This is me saying. And I was talking with a guy earlier, and he was saying that he believed that Jalen Hurts was a better quarterback than Tua, even though Jalen couldn't throw it deep. Jalen has always been the better quarterback. And I gotta admit, which he has. Looking at him, what he's doing at Oklahoma. Which now brings me to this number 2 versus number 3 rematch in the Fiesta Bowl from 2 years ago. Number 2 Ohio State, who was an underdog, versus number 3 Clemson. Who you got?
Ohio State. I think Ohio State gonna beat the shit out them hoes.
Think so?
Yeah, I mean their recruiting has gotten better, really ever since Urban Meyer came. In all honesty, so this is one of those games to where I think Justin Fields got to show that he can play against top quality, and that would be the ultimate piss on Georgia Bulldogs. That would be the ultimate piss in their face against.
Let's see. I've been looking in the chat. Christine Bryant. She said, "What the fuck?" In regards to what, Christine?
Yeah. So yeah. So I think Ohio State will beat them folks. They're gonna get blowed out. Clemson is gonna surprisingly get blowed out. It'll shock me if it becomes a close game. because their defense is suspect. They got too many close calls this year against teams that they should have just handled, especially against North Carolina. So, nevertheless, I think Clemson's time has passed right now.
I agree. Ohio State too fucking loaded.
Yeah,
And as much as we like Brent Venables is actually gonna have the defensive game plan for two different teams for Ohio State. You don't know which one you're gonna get.
yeah, I agree. Brett Venables.
Again, Ohio State is too fucking loaded on both ends of the ball, and they got that Chase. What's that dude that Chase? What's his name? Chase Jones or something like that. The dude by himself is number one in every defensive category by himself.
Yeah,
Sacks, tackles for a loss, sacks for a loss. How is your offensive line gonna be able to contain this dude? And it's
that's
not just Chase Young. And it's not Chase Young that you have to worry about. It's them other cats you got to worry about too.
yeah,
So Dabo and Brent gonna have their hands full, man. Trevor
yeah,
Lawrence, I'm gonna tell you something. Trevor Lawrence, shit, they're gonna be running contain routes. They're gonna put the defensive end to contain. Shit, Trevor Lawrence, he's gonna have to be dropping back, and I'm put it like this. It's like the game plan that Bill Belichick implemented with the greatest show on turf. Okay, again in that Super Bowl, bump and run coverage, mess up the timing. So if I was Ohio State and as bad and as not so good as Clemson's receivers are, I mess up the timing. I mess up their timing as far as like them getting the ball or whatever. Make them earn it.
yeah, yeah,
If I was Ohio State's offensive coordinator, this is me. If I was Ohio State's offensive coordinator, I would refer to the 1990 Super Bowl defensive game plan of Bill Belichick, even though that sucker is in the Hall of Fame.
right.
I'd be like this here. Let's let's let Travis Etienne get his 100 yards rushing, but we're gonna have to make Trevor Lawrence work for it in there. Virginia messed it up by running soft coverage. You don't do that against Clemson. You don't run no soft man to man coverage.
Yeah,
And that's where they fucked up at. Virginia fucked up at. Um, but yeah, Ohio State they gonna have to come up with a nice little game plan, defensively. Clemson, I mean, like I said, with Brent Venables, good luck with him on that. No disrespect to him, we like him. He keep it honest. And when you see the man, when you see him standing on the field, he look like the kind of dude that'll whoop your ass if you fuck over his daughter or something. I know he got a son, but if he had an older daughter, he'll whoop your ass. Kind of dude that'll whoop your ass.
yeah,
But
yeah.
go ahead.
And him, he's going to be another Bud Foster, in my opinion. He's probably already surpassed Bud Foster as a good defensive coordinator because we remember his time at Oklahoma, helping them win a national title with not the best talent in the world. And when he did
True.
get talent, they were a good ass defense, despite some of the disappointing blowouts they had in the bowl games. They had he maintained a great defense over that time, and there's a reason why your boy Big Game Bob Stoops
Ain't none my boy.
yeah well he gonna be your boy for the sake of conversation, but there's a reason why Big Game Bob Stoops didn't want him to leave Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying, aka Choklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't. There's a reason why. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, that was the best assistant coach hire for Dabo Sweeney in history, man, by making him the defensive coordinator. And the great thing about Sweeney, I mean not Dabo, but Venerables, is he doesn't have to bring the house in terms of his blitzing. He can just use his front six or front seven and his blitzes is gonna get there regardless. So
That's his philosophy. You basically told his philosophy. That's he admitted that because looking at it, he runs a mix of 4-3 and 4-2-5.
mhm.
I think he said with the 3-4, he doesn't care too much for the 3-4 much because it kind of exposes a lot of shit to him, which I think it depends on your personnel, and I don't blame him for using a 4-3, 4-2-5 mix for his defense. He getting a lot of pressure. I mean, come on, you can't say Brent Venables. I dare somebody fucking say Brent Venables ain't a good defensive coordinator. If he ain't no good defensive coordinator, let me see. Hold on, let me think for a minute. 2017. Okay. The year before they beat Alabama for the championship, when they played Alabama in their first playoff game, if Brent Venables wasn't such a good defensive coordinator, how come this man lost 9 starters? Matter of fact, this happened to him twice. He lost 8 starters from one defensive unit when Dabo had Taj Boyd as a defensive coordinator. And then when he lost some 8 starters with sophomores and freshmen, he had the number 1 defense in the nation. But sadly, they lost to Choke Miles, or as you call, or as you say, Les Miles and Les Miles. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then with that same unit, years passed. The following year, when they lost to Alabama, 45-40, with Deshaun Watson at quarterback, these fools had not. Brent Venables had 9 starters on defense.
And
All of them went pro.
and not just that,
All of them went pro. Wait a minute. All of them went pro.
yeah.
And what happened the fucking following year? They had the number 1 defense again under this man with freshmen, sophomores, and juniors. Wasn't even not one senior on their team, and they won a national title.
And,
So I dare somebody to tell me or Jimmy McWright that Brent Venables is not a good defensive coordinator. The dude know what he doing.
and
So I see why he said he don't want no head coaching job yet. He is comfortable with what he's doing.
And let's be clear, he sacked Alabama's quarterback 7 times. His defense showed his front 7 showed a great defensive showing in that national title game. In spite of them losing,
the first one or the second one?
When they lost to Alabama, he sacked their quarterback 7 times. When they lost, when Deshaun Watson played in, they sacked him 7 times. So that defense.
But Bama got, but you forgot Deshaun got his ass knocked. He got his ass knocked around too.
The year after, the year after. And he had a good enough defensive game plan. His defensive game plan was perfect because here's what he did. He gave up running yards because Alabama had like damn near 300 rush yards, but they didn't do shit in the passing game. And that's what lost the game for them because when they finally started throwing the ball, being able to throw the ball downfield, Jalen Hurts made the mistake of scoring too soon, and he left too much time on the clock for Deshaun Watson. And Deshaun Watson not Deshaun, but Jalen Hurts, would have won them the national title if he had to ran that motherfucker in too soon. And that's Alabama would have won 2 national titles in a row, but instead he gave him too much time on the clock. So, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Brent Venables.
Right, no doubt. So we both agree Ohio State over Clemson. Sadly, it's gonna be close. It's gonna be knockout, drag out fight. But if Jimmy think it's gonna be a blowout, it depends. I think it's gonna be a blowout, but knowing Dabo and then knowing Ryan Day, who comes from that Chip Kelly tree, we don't know what to expect.
Let me be clear. The only way Clemson is going to beat them is they're going to have to get to Justin Fields. They're going to have to. They're going to have to stop him from moving out of the pocket. They're going to have,
and that ain't going to happen with that offensive line.
Yeah, so that's going to be your biggest issue. Wisconsin did a good job of knocking Justin Fields around, but Justin Fields only had like 1 rushing yard, but he used his mobility to throw the ball downfield. Even though he didn't rush for anything, he was still able to be effective. If he's able to throw downfield, he's a dangerous guy. So, he can he's got a good pocket presence, and he uses his mobility similar. He looks like a taller version of what's that kid, Russell Wilson. When I saw him at the game yesterday, at least highlights of the game, because highlights tell me a lot because I played football. But from what I saw, he used his mobility as a way to get his receivers open, and he was killing Wisconsin. When he figured Wisconsin's defense out, his pocket presence was beautiful, and his ability to get the ball downfield on the run was beautiful. So your best bet is to sack him to where he can't get the ball downfield, because if he's able to get time whatsoever, whether he buys it or his offensive line protects him to get it, they're gonna get blown out. Ifs and buts about it. In order to beat Justin Fields, you're going to have to knock his ass off, or you better have a damn good offense to where you're gonna keep on scoring. That's the only way you're gonna beat Ohio State, one of 2 ways. Because he looks like he got a little Tom Brady in him. You know what I'm saying? He might be the black Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? Look the way he's looking. You know what I'm saying? With a little bit more mobility than what Tom Brady has. You know what I'm saying? And this is coming from a person who don't like Tom Brady. But I will give that son of a bitch some credit. If you don't blow Tom Brady out or score with the Patriots, your bitch ass is gonna lose. I'm going now. I concede to that. I concede to that. I don't give a fuck how much I hate a motherfucker. I will give them props. You know what I'm saying? And the way you beat Tom Brady, you either blow him out or you score to where he can't get away from you. That's the only way you're gonna beat Tom Brady. Because if Tom Brady is able to get time and to be able to scratch his head in the pocket, he's gonna pick you apart. And Justin Fields is one of those guys. Because they just thought because Justin Fields wasn't able to get his rushing yards like he normally do. You know what I'm saying? That he couldn't sit in the pocket, but he showed his beautiful pocket presence. And Wisconsin should have won that game. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Based on what I saw, they should have won that game because they had them on the ropes. They had Ohio State on the ropes. What started happening, it was Wisconsin stopped scoring. Wisconsin stopped being aggressive. And they had another, what's that dude named Cone, the white kid? That motherfucker got some feet on him. That white boy can move. That white boy had some feet on him.
About the quarterback?
The quarterback for Wisconsin. That white boy
he can move when he want to.
Yeah, he can move when he want to.
He can move when he want to.
Mm-hmm. But the problem is
the thing with Paul Chryst, though, I respect Paul Chryst as a coach. Like you said, they stopped scoring. And another thing which you didn't know, originally the Rose Bowl, Penn State was supposed to be in the Rose Bowl, and Wisconsin would have been playing Memphis. But Penn State had Penn State had a better conference record than Wisconsin, so that's why Penn State is in the Cotton Bowl. Now, had Wisconsin gotten to the Cotton Bowl, played Memphis, Mike Norvell would have had his fucking work cut out for him, because ain't no fucking way in the world with that defensive line. Jonathan Taylor, Memphis would not been able to stop Jonathan Taylor. That kid is a horse. That is a machine. That is a Clydesdale. That is a bull.
Mm-hmm.
That is a bull.
Yeah, and another thing is
Ohio State learned that lesson from the first. They stopped him the first time, but the second time they weren't able to get him. They weren't able to stop him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That boy got feet on him. That white boy, I mean, he can move. The only problem he has is he holds the ball too long. Sometimes releasing it quickly. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes he take too many sacks. So once he learned how to read the defenses better, once he learned how to, use his mobility to get his guys open, like your boy Aaron Rodgers be doing, he's gonna be a something special. You know what I'm saying? But that boy gave when in that first half, Ohio State went through holy hell with Cone. I know that's his last name, Cone. I don't know his first name, but they went through
Yeah.
hell fucking with him. So, and they stopped being aggressive. Paul Chris, when you play Ohio State, I know Ohio State talent compared to Wisconsin or Flinchconsin, as I call them, motherfucker, flinch because they flinching too
Well,
much and cause
okay,
themselves.
but let me give you respect on that. I got some family that live up Wisconsin. Shout out to my cousin John Elliott, who lives up in Madison. He's a Wisconsin fan. So, and I'm gonna tell you something. He was hurt when I ain't talked to him about the Ohio State game, but he said when Penn State would come to town, he loved getting out there tailgating and
Yeah,
selling plates. And he lives not too far from the stadium.
wow.
So so I think he has like an apartment. He lives not too far from the stadium. So, and I think he said he did go to one. I think before that got Rutgers and Maryland and shit like that in the Big Ten. Uh, he did go to one. He did go to one of their games. He said he said it's fun. So I wouldn't mind. Here's the thing. I'm a Midwestern cat, born and raised in Chicago. I wouldn't mind traveling to Madison just to see what it's about.
Yeah, I met a few fine felines from Madison when I was in Miami, and they were big Wisconsin fans as well. But their picture is on my Facebook page and stuff like that. But yeah,
Okay.
it will. Madison is a pretty cool little town, man. It's cool little college
He
town.
says got it. He says got his little fuck
Yeah.
ups and got his little hood and shit. He said they got their little hoods. He said, but they got some. He said, but when they hoods, he said it's two different sides of hoods. So like the south side of Madison, it's different, like different ones. He said you got them respectful. He said you got the respectful Negroes. He said you got the respectful niggas, and you just got them other ones.
Hmm.
That's how he put it. I said, I got you. You
Every
know,
well,
and but every city gonna have them. Okay.
tell me why every goddamn hood is always in every city is on the goddamn south side. How y'all motherfuckers gonna explain that?
But wait a minute. But hold on now. Now, look, I live in the Chi. You want to know how many hood? The west side of Chicago is a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Now you got the north, the east, the west, and the south.
Hmm.
So out of them four, name two of them that don't have too much trouble. The north and the east,
Yep, the north and the east.
the west and the south. And I detailed how the west side of Chicago was back in the day when my uncle Wesley was living. You know,
Hmm.
but and the south side ain't no joke.
Oh yeah.
And for what I heard about the west side of Tuscaloosa, Alabama,
Hmm.
it
Yep.
ain't no motherfucking joke. I dated somebody that lived in Carrollton. She told me she said, "Hell, West Side Tuscaloosa is not a fucking joke."
Man, I tell you now, I heard
She that and she told me that she said this is what she said. I said it ain't no joke for real. She said, "Baby, this is what she told me." She said, "Baby, when I tell you it ain't no joke, it ain't no fucking joke." What else I can tell you about? When I lived in Huntsville,
about.
hey, a lot of people think Huntsville's a good city because you got more people from Chicago, from the north, relocating there. But let me tell you something. If you're living in Huntsville, and if I got some Huntsville peeps around here, Spark, what's that shit? Sparkman Drive, because that was my first address. You always got some shit happening over there off of Maston Lake
Hmm.
in Huntsville. Maston Lake, oh shit, Sparkman and oh shit, I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember that damn street. Damn.
Yeah.
It's one part of Sparkman.
Hmm.
Uh, Well, I lived in some apartments on Sparkman and Executive Drive. They were okay. They were pretty cool. Even hey, hell, I'm gonna be honest here. I wanted to have sex with one of the damn apartment managers.
I mean,
She was so much man. She was so motherfucking fine. I'm broadcasting my business. I'm not drunk. I'm telling the truth. This Craig Smith talking. I mean, she was so damn fine, Jimmy. She had dark skin. She had an ass. Had some legs. Ooh wee.
oh yeah,
Boy, the babies I could have made with her and Jimmy. You probably had some little Jimmys walking around too. You saw how fine she was. Fine she is.
oh yeah, man.
Woo. And I ain't saying no names, but
Oh yeah, I feel you. I feel you.
I ain't saying no names. I'm protecting identities. But man, Sparkman. See, yeah, Sparkman Drive and trying to remember.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, 'Cause I know you had Jordan Lane. Jordan Lane was all right because Jordan Lane ran all the way to Madison, Alabama. Jordan Lane ran a long fucking way. It's just like Airways here in South Haven, in Memphis, in South Haven. But anyway, but yeah, every but we back to the subject. So Jimmy and I, we got Ohio State over Clemson. Now I gotta run to the Waterloo in a minute because I got a bone to pick with you on this one. You ruffled some feathers with me about this and on this pick.
Yeah, you.
You
I
really
go.
did.
I'm a
You
ruffle.
really did.
I'm ruffling. I'm
I,
ruffling. I'm going there. I'm going there because
yeah, you really did.
Oklahoma's going
Uh,
to get them going.
Wait a minute. The Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, #1 LSU versus #4 Oklahoma. And ladies and gentlemen, Jimmy is saying that Oklahoma is going to blow out LSU because of his disdain for Ed Ogeron.
No, I didn't.
It's public. Wait. It's public. We understand that.
You telling it
We,
wrong.
wait,
You telling it wrong. No, you.
wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I'm telling you, boy.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Well, let me say something. Because Cold suffer Bernie Mac.
You got to get it. You getting it wrong. I'm saying Justin.
Wait a minute. Well, no. Wait a minute,
saying,
ladies and gentlemen. Jimmy JSmoove said that Oklahoma is going to beat the brakes off LSU, but LSU still going to win. The reason why he said that Oklahoma is going to beat the brakes off of them because of one, Jalen Hurts, and then second, because Jalen Hurts had the honor of playing the LSU team 3 times in a row. But wait a minute, and my argument is, and if anybody's in the chat room, Marcus Johnson, anybody sports related in this chat room, please, please, please debate with us in a friendly debate. We ain't gonna be getting no fighting or nothing. Jimmy McRight's argument is the reason why he said Oklahoma's gonna get LSU fits because Jalen Hurts knows how LSU is. My argument is this, and we know that Jimmy JSmoove hates Ed Ogeron with a passion, but he respects him because of the fact that Ed Ogeron got with the times and admitted that it was time for that offense to get with the program. And true enough, Jimmy JSmoove gave Ed Ogeron his props. Did you not?
I gave him his props.
Stop.
I gave him his props.
Joe Burrow. But wait a minute. Joe Burrow is by far and by default the leading runner for the Heisman Trophy. 80% pass completions. He broke an SEC record. Yards, touchdowns. Well, I don't know. Do they even do QB rating in college?
I think they do, but I could be wrong. It's 2 left shoes.
Okay, well, let's just say they don't. He set school records for what he fucking did. This isn't the Ed Ogeron team that had Matt Canada as offensive coordinator, but you got Dave Aranda as defensive coordinator. Dave Aranda evolved. Now these cats got fucking 30-year-old Joe Brady, who is the passing game coordinator, who is going to remain with, and from what I've been hearing on Utopia Sports, Joe Brady is getting ready to have some ink dry on the contract soon with LSU. So don't bank on it.
Hold
Not
on.
just yet. I didn't say that he signed it. Rumor is Brady may be staying with LSU because Esminger may be stepping down. There's rumors abound. There's a whole lot of rumors going around. Esminger may step down as offensive coordinator, and Brady may take over as offensive coordinator.
Okay. Now,
Jimmy,
correction. Correction.
but wait a minute. This is an entirely different Jalen Hurts. This is an entirely different team that Jalen Hurts is about to face. This is, but on the other hand, in the spin of things, Jimmy, right? This is an entirely different Jalen Hurts that David Aranda and Ed Orgeron is going to have to coordinate against. Is going to have to game plan against. The knock on Oklahoma is they don't have their defense is the drizzling shits. They
They
don't
don't
have
have
no
a
good
second.
linebackers,
They don't have a good
and they
secondary.
don't have a fucking secondary. Joe Burrow should take advantage of that. But that front seven is gonna have hell getting to Joe Burrow because that offensive line is not fucking going.
But they have a good. That's where the strength of Oklahoma's team is their defensive line. And my exact words was Choklahoma with a slight edge. Let's get it right. I didn't say they were going to blow them out. They're going to run the score up on them, but it's not. It's going to be a shootout in the process. My exact words is whoever wins this game is going to be close. You're going to see
keep talking. I got to run to the water.
You're going to see 30 and 40 points put up there before somebody officially wins. It's going to be a high scoring game. That's my exact words. I got it in the sports chat right now. A slight edge. It's going to be a slight edge for Choklahoma, but whoever wins is going to be 30 and 40 points put up there before somebody officially wins. That's all I'm saying, man. It ain't because I'm saying that I hate LSU. LSU, you don't go undefeated in the SEC for nothing. Let's not get it twisted. You do not go undefeated in the SEC for nothing. The problem is when SEC teams play teams like Oklahoma and Texas, because Oklahoma and Texas, they basically recruit in the state of Texas. When they play those teams, that's where the SEC does not have less of an edge. Because when they play Ohio State, guess what? SEC has dominated them in bowl games. When they play Michigan, the SEC, for the most part, in recent years, have dominated Michigan. USC, for the most part, they've dominated SEC teams. There's only a handful of teams, historically speaking, that dominates SEC teams for the most part. You know what I'm saying? And I named like 4 or 5 of them. Notre Dame has good records against SEC teams. In recent years, Michigan hasn't been so good against SEC teams. Texas, Oklahoma, those are the only teams that really just play, that shows up and shows out against SEC teams. But other than that,
Oklahoma is 14-9-2 against the SEC.
14-9-2 against the SEC. Yeah. So,
and Texas does have the better record.
Yeah. So nevertheless, my exact words was this Oklahoma on a slight edge, but it's not finna be a blowout either way. If it ends up as a blowout either way, it'll be a shocker. It's gonna be a close game. It's gonna be 30, 40 points, maybe 50 points put up there before somebody finally wins the game. So it ain't finna be a blowout either way. Either way, if LSU wins, it's not gonna be a blowout unless they start scoring 21 points in the last 5 minutes of the game, and the score be closer than indicated. But nevertheless, it's gonna be a lot of points put up there.
All right, now looking at this record, because it probably changed, so they're probably 15-9-2 against the SEC, and in bowl games they're 7-9-1. Okay, Oklahoma against Alabama, they're 3-2-1. They're 1-0 against Arkansas, 2-0 against Auburn, 0-1 against Florida, 1-1 against Georgia, 2-1 against Kentucky, They're even with LSU at 1-1. They're
Mm-hmm.
0-1 against Mississippi, 3-1 against Tennessee, 0-1 against Texas A&M, and 2-0 against Vanderbilt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's their record.
Yeah.
2-0-1 against Vanderbilt.
And they played A&M more times because they were obviously in the same conference and
Yeah.
regional rivals. So that's going to be a little different than in most cases. But the main reason why Oklahoma has a good record is because Oklahoma recruits in Texas. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? They don't go outside of Texas to recruit. Every once in a while they'll get their defensive lineman or lineman in the state of Oklahoma, but for the most part, their main talent base is in Texas, usually northern Texas and sometimes Houston in a lot of cases, as we see with the wide receiver and the quarterback Jalen Hurts. But either way, it's not going to be a blowout either way. Either team is not going to whoop each other up because number one, Jalen Hurts gonna give them problems because he played against them. It's a different ball game when you play against a team. You know what I'm saying? 3 years in a row, and then you obviously go to the conference. He's played these guys 3 times. Even when last year when Tua was the starter for the most part, he played trash time against LSU. So it's going to be close either way. This is not going to be as it's not going to be as easy as people think it is. It's not going to be easy. If LSU blow them out, I'll come over here and say they blew them out. But other than that, I don't see that either way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So who you got?
I got Oklahoma slightly. It's a slightly. It's going to be close either way, though. Whoever wins, but I got Oklahoma slightly because their defensive line. I think the defensive line is going to give Burrow some problems. Yes, he played in the SEC, but they're going to have problems either way. So
But don't forget, you forgetting about LSU's defense is going to give Oklahoma problems because you don't know what coverage they run. You don't know if they're going to blitz. You don't know if they're going to press. If you don't know if they're running man, you don't know if they're running zone or what.
yeah, LSU has a lights out defense, of course, but who have they played with the ability of Jalen Hurts? You can't say Tua.
Tua?
Tua was hurt. Tua wasn't mobile, so that don't really count. Tua wasn't hurt. Tua was hurt, so that don't really count. So it's a whole nother ball game when you go up against somebody that can move out of the pocket. So it's not going to be as easy as they think it is. They're gonna have their damn moments. So they're gonna have to get to them in order for LSU to win. They're gonna have to sack the shit out of goddamn Jalen Hurts. They're gonna have to irritate him like Baylor did and like Texas did. If they can irritate him the way Texas and Baylor did, they're going to win this game easily. But if they can't do it, it's going to be points up. It's going to be a ran up scoreboard. That's what's going to happen. So they're going to have to get.
Now ESPN, Amy cut you off. ESPN updated their predictions of the bowl game. They predicted on that one because they did confirm Chris Peterson will be coaching that game against his assistant. And they predicted Washington's going to win by 3.
That's fair. No. That's fair.
They also predict Appalachian State to win by 17 over UAB.
Yeah, I agree.
Let me see. But I'm gonna read. But I'm glad they finally took a long fucking time to update. Took their time to update some shit. Let's go back on something here for a minute. They talked about the Cotton Bowl Classic. They said Memphis's incredible season culminates in his first New Year's Six Bowl appearance. Mike Norvell is Florida State bound, but could still work his final game on the Tiger sideline. DeMonte Coxey and Memphis's big play passing game will create some problems for Penn State secondary. Boom, told you. But the Nittany Lions had too much on offense with Sean Clifford, KJ Hamler, Kujori Brown, and Pat Firamuff, whatever the hell his name is, and others. Said Penn State pulls away in the fourth quarter, setting up a potentially huge 2020 season. So they predict Penn State will beat Memphis by 9.
I don't know about that one, but we'll see.
I don't know about that one. It's gonna be close. I say it's gonna be either a field goal or a point.
Yeah, but that's going to be an interesting game, regardless of who wins that game.
Mm-hmm.
Like I say, I like James Franklin. If they lose, I'm not going to be mad if they lost to a good coach in James Franklin. Like I say, he deserves his contract extension. And
Right.
if Memphis win, go Tigers, man. So I'll be very happy that they won. So much respect to either
Mm-hmm.
team. Let the best team wins, man.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of teams and who we were just talking about, said few players define the college football era like Oklahoma quarterback Jalen Hurts, who returns to the big stage while his former team, Alabama, watches at a stadium where he celebrated a national title and helped Alabama to the SEC championship just last year. Hurts and an improved Sooners defense make this interesting for a quarter or so. But there's no slowing down Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire and the nation's most exciting offense. Prediction: LSU 42, Oklahoma 27. I'm telling you, Jimmy. But we're gonna make a bet here, right here and now. All right. Now you what? Now you think Oklahoma gonna do what?
Oklahoma's gonna run the score up on them.
Okay.
They're not gonna blow them out, but they're gonna have to score 40-some points to beat them. They're gonna have to score 42, 49. They're gonna have to score some points to beat them. It ain't just they're not gonna just sit there and be their standard. They're gonna have to score that many to beat them. If they can get to 41st over Oklahoma, they're gonna win. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't gonna be easy for them.
Okay.
So they're right in range. I say 42-35 if they fuck around and win. You know what I'm saying? If they fuck around, if LSU fuck around and win, it's gonna be a 42 35, 40, 49 to 42 game. It's gonna be somewhere in the high 40s, maybe in the 50s. You never know. It'd probably be similar to the Georgia game. So who knows?
That was a classic.
Yeah. So who knows? Shit.
Okay. Well, I tell you what. If Oklahoma manages to score 41st and blows out and beats LSU, I will go on Facebook Live, much like I did with you on Twitter. I will go on Facebook Live and I will eat them blazing buffalo wings from Buffalo Wild Wings again, like I did the last time.
Mm-hmm.
No, I won't wipe the same challenge. I'm not gonna wipe my hands. I'm not gonna drink no beer. Nothing. I will eat them live, and I will take my time with them. But if LSU blows out Oklahoma, Jimmy, you gonna have to go to what y'all got to some not what 911 find some 911 wings in Houston and down there in Houston. Get the smallest order possible, and you gonna have to go on live, and you gonna have to eat it. And then when you done eating them, you gonna have to say Craig Smith was right. Craig Smith is the man. And I will never doubt him, and I will never doubt him wrong anymore. And I will do the same thing for you. And I'm gonna say Jimmy J was right.
I'm gonna be right. I know I'll be right, man. So I ain't tripping. I know.
So do we got it? So do we have a bet?
We have a bet, man.
Damn right. You heard it here on YouTube. All right. So let's move on. So Jimmy says Oklahoma's gonna win. I said LSU. So we never know till we see the game.
Yeah, we never know until we see the game.
All right, December 30th, the Serve Pro First Responder Bowl. You got Western Kentucky, coached by Clay Helton's brother Tyson, versus Western Michigan. Keep in mind, this is the same Western Kentucky team that went up to Arkansas and blew their ass out, and got Chad Morris fired. So who you got?
Western Kentucky against who now?
Western Michigan.
I got West Kentucky.
Well, I say West Kentucky, but sports ESPN predict Western Michigan to win because by the what they predict Western Michigan to win by 4 points.
Okay.
Okay, I
That's
can
it.
buy that. I mean, let me play my music right quick because I'm finna take the wheel on something to all some of these little silly ass college football fans. Look, my boy Jimmy explained it. He explained it best yesterday. Some of y'all just be tripping. And some of y'all delusional, some of y'all out of touch. What y'all don't realize is that, yeah, some of these little cupcake bowls don't mean nothing to you, but they produce some of the best damn fucking exciting games ever.
Yeah.
The Ariel Carriers Bowl, for example, had one of the best games I ever watched. I stayed up late one night and watched, forgot I had to go to work the next morning. Louisiana Lafayette versus San Diego State. Damn good game. So stop knocking. Like the old saying is like when you see a fine girl, you hear a reputation. That the only thing, and what's the old saying? Don't knock it till you try it. Well, don't knock it with these bowl games and everything until you watch them. They're must see TV. It ain't all about the Alabamas. It ain't all about the Notre Dames. It ain't all about Jimmy's favorite team, LSU, or the Choklahomas, or the Shits again, Michigan. It ain't all about Wisconsin. No disrespect because I got my cousin up there. It's about a whole bunch of teams showcasing their talents. It's about a bunch of teams that you don't even know about. It's about a whole bunch of teams that ESPN doesn't talk about. And in fact, you can see most of these teams play on Fox Sports One and the CBS News and CBS Sports Network.
Hmm.
So, to all you delusional college ass fans, that's right, all cupcake bowls, because that's what somebody nerd call these bowls cupcake bowls. But these cupcake bowls produce some exciting ass games, upsets. These same cupcake bowls is our equivalent to March Madness of football. You never know. You never know who. You never know. You would never expect who's going to win or who's going to lose.
Yep.
So, to all you delusional college football fans, don't just stop knocking the shit. Sit down and watch the damn game. Shut your mouth. Some of y'all that are true fans like myself, Jim McWright, Jimmy JSmoove, Marcus Johnson, R, what's going on? He said, whoever R is said, you better pay up when you lose, Craig. Maybe. But Jimmy and I know what a post route is better than know what a post route is better than some of these fans, to let alone some of these little cats that still stuck on high school football glory know how to run. These same cupcake bowls that everybody talk about, they ain't worth watching, are the most exciting must-see television. While all the major bowls turn out to be letdowns. Am I right or wrong, Jimmy? Because last year produced some shitty ass bowls from the big name bowls. A lot of teams didn't live up to expectations.
I agree.
Let me give you an example. Penn State let me down last year. Kentucky had the most shittiest ass passing offense, and James Franklin shit the bed. He know better. So to all you delusional fans that want to talk shit about them cupcakes ain't about nothing, ain't about nothing. R
Hmm.
said, okay, R said, you sound like a casual fan, bro. Using the same talking points as ESPN. I don't use the same talking points as ESPN. I hate ESPN. They're too political. Why don't you watch? Why don't you watch? I'm a cat. True enough, I'm a Cash fan, but I'm a diehard Cash fan. But I don't use the same talking points as ESPN. Jimmy doesn't either. Now, granted, we do agree with some things on what with some things ESPN does. For example, Stephen A. Smith wasn't too pleased about the James Wiseman situation, and my co-host here expressed how he has a whole other pure, unfiltered disdain for Stephen A. Smith.
Hmm.
But he had to agree with him with the James Wiseman situation. Okay, he said they were trash like your analysis, bro. LOL. Debate me. No, I ain't. I'm not. We ain't on a show about debating it, but I do agree. He said, I agree. I hate their politics. And he said, I feel like sports and politics are separate. Thank you. Sport and politics, keeping sport and politics separate is like keeping your professional life separate from your home life.
Yeah,
Don't bring your professional life home, and don't bring your home life to the profession.
I agree.
He also said Max bothers me more than Stephen A. Smith. Let me suggest something to you. The best show you need to watch right now is Undisputed. Skip and Shannon. Skip keep it real, and Shannon keep it real. Shannon Sharp definitely keep it real. And Skip Bayless earned a lot earn my respect when he said that he hates to hear the N word that ends with because it is code for when you see he said because he said and this is what he said on the show, Jimmy. Remember I told you this, and
Yeah.
I even played you the clip.
Hmm.
He told Shannon Sharp. He said when he said and he said and I feel if you call a person of your skin color, Shannon, the N word that ends with that means I feel sorry for you, buddy. I'm done. you know, in other words, Skip would say, that's a ass whooping. But he did make a strong point and say he feel that the N word that ends with is more hateful than when you say the N word with a. Okay, got to roll Skip like that. You got to kind of and Shannon agree with him. And he even warned white and Skip Bayless even warned white kids said if you listen to hip hop, either some African American, some black hip hop artist that says in that verse the N word, and you want to repeat it, don't, because I don't want you to get your ass kicked. He said it live on air. But back to this. I said cupcake bowls because they're not cupcake bowls. These are some damn good bowls, even though they have some shitty names. Like I'll come up with one even better. LSU versus Oklahoma in the Jimmy J Smooth Fruit of a Loom shit stain bowl. You know, that's a cupcake name.
Hmm.
And everybody that knock all these cupcake teams, man, let me tell you something. Some of these cupcake teams play some damn good ball, like I said.
Hmm.
So, but let's move on to predictions. In a rematch, From one bowl game in Louisiana. Let me pull it back up. Do 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 do. Hold on. Give me a minute, y'all. Give me a minute. Trying to. If ESPN can stop showing me video clips in between, I don't want to see that shit. Mississippi State versus Louisville. Who you got in the Franklin American Mortgage Music City Bowl in Nashville?
I'll give Louisville that game.
Okay. This is what ESPN said. Louisville's future is bright with Scott Satterfield, who won ACC Coach of the Year honors in his first season. But the Cardinals' defense still needs a lot of work, especially after surrendering 517 rush yards and 6 touchdowns to Lynn Bowden in Kentucky in the regular season finale. Mississippi State can run it with Kylan Hill, who had 1,347 yards, and quarterback Garrett Schrader at 587. And the Bulldogs control the ball and do enough to limit Louisville's big play game offense. They predict Mississippi State to beat Louisville again. I don't know.
I got Louisville. You know.
Okay, R said he got Louisville. R, are you a he or a she? I ain't trying to be funny. I just want to know because see if I mess around, keep calling you he, then you'd be like, I'm a she. You know.
Agreed.
So the Red Box Bowl, California versus Illinois. Who you got?
I won't love it to win, but my logic tells me that California gonna tear that ass up. So I'm gonna go with California, logically speaking. But
Me too.
I won't love it.
And ESPN predict California will blow them out, they'll beat them by 10.
They're gonna blow their asses out, unfortunately, in my opinion. I hope Lovey wins, but logically speaking, if I was a bet man, I say shit, they win.
Mm-hmm. The Capital One Orange Bowl at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. For the first time in 60 years, these two teams will finally play. Florida versus Virginia. Who you got, Jimmy?
Again? They played the shits again? It's another blowout.
Florida versus Virginia.
Florida versus Virginia. Florida gonna win, man. Florida gonna win, regardless.
Florida. And they even predict Florida blow them out by 21 points.
That's doable. Bronco Mendenhall gonna have a good offense, but I think after they score 20 points, that's gonna be their maximum points they're gonna score. So they're gonna be out of there.
A lot of people don't talk about Florida's defense.
Yeah.
Because you remember how when last time when Florida played set, when Donovan McNabb's last game, how they embarrassed Donovan McNabb.
Yeah.
Tore his ass up.
Tore him a new asshole.
Yep. All right. December 31st. The Bank of America, the Belk Bowl, Bank of America Stadium. Virginia Tech versus Kentucky. Who you got?
Virginia Tech versus Kentucky in Bud Foster's last game.
Yes.
They're gonna go out on top. I think they'll go out on top. But don't be surprised if Kentucky gives them a run for all their money.
Yeah, because looking at Kentucky, they said that Kentucky has the nation's number 4 rushing offense at 274 yards per game.
Yeah.
But Virginia Tech ain't good against the run. Defensively, 27th.
Well, I think
But again, it's Bud Foster. You never know.
Bud Foster, well, historically speaking, he's had a great defense overall. But the strength of his defense have always been the cornerbacks. So I think for his last game, it's going to be a lot of emotions riding high, and sometimes emotions can work to your favor, and sometimes emotions can work against you. In this case, I think Bud Foster, being this is going to be his last game, it's going to work in his favor.
Yep. They're great. Sun Bowl. Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. Florida State versus Arizona State. Who you got?
Florida State versus Arizona State. Oh, this is gonna be ugly. Oh, this is gonna be ugly. Oh man. I have to get it to Florida State. But this could go either way. In all honesty, I want to see my boy win, but this could go either way. But I say Florida State if I'm a betting man.
I got Arizona State. All right. I know you've been waiting, chomping at the bit for this one. AutoZone Liberty Bowl. You ready for this matchup?
Mm-hmm.
Navy versus Kansas State. Damn, Jimmy got a long pause on that one.
Mm.
He got a long pause on that one.
Mm. That's a tough one, bro.
Okay. That's a tough one.
That's a tough one.
Okay. So you leaving that alone, right?
I'm leaving that one alone.
Okay. The Nova Home Loans Arizona Bowl. Wyoming versus Wyoming. I got to do it to you, Jimmy. Wyoming versus the team that Jeremy Blewett Pruitt lost to, Georgia State.
Wyoming versus Georgia's. In what bowl?
Georgia State.
Well, in what bowl game?
In the Nova Home Loans Arizona Bowl.
Man, I would have to say Georgia State.
Okay. I got to agree. Damn. But looking at it here, they said Washington has a clear edge. Wyoming has a clear edge on defense and at the line of scrimmage, ranking 6th nationally in rushing yards and allowing 27th of 6 rushing yards allowed, 6 nationally again in rushing yards allowed, and they're 27th in rushing offense. But Georgia State has an 1,000-yard rusher.
Yeah.
Against the nation's 100. Well, I think they talking about I don't know who they talking about, Xavier and Valaday. Because I think they said Georgia State has the 116th ranked run defense. So, okay. I got a funny feeling who I think I know who Jimmy's going to predict in this one. The Alamo Bowl. You ready for this matchup?
Go ahead.
Utah versus Texas.
Ooh, it's gonna be hard to beat Texas in basically a home game. That's basically a home game for Texas. That's a home game. So, they gonna beat them. They gonna beat them.
Who, Utah?
They gonna kill Utah. It's basically
wait. Texas? You think Texas is gonna beat Utah?
Do you know the distance between Austin and San Antonio?
They go not far.
It's basically the United States is talking about making them a metropolitan area. They're part of both Austin and San Antonio are part of their metropolitan area.
Much like what Chicago got with Waukegan and Skokie.
Yeah, which they currently are. At first they wasn't, but they currently are. But the distance between they're playing in that bowl game basically because of the fan base. So it's gonna be a win for them, man. If it's a neutral site, because that's not a neutral site. at all. That's not a neutral site. If it was a neutral site, I'd give the advantage to Utah. But no, I got Texas in that, man. It's a home game. Hopefully I'm wrong, but nah, they gonna beat them.
Mm-hmm. I think Utah win, and this what this prediction said. It said Utah no showed in the Pac-12 championship game. Yeah, they sure the fuck did, and it cost it a likely playoff spot and knocked the Utes out of a New Year's Six bowl. This game is all about Utah's motivational level. If a
Yeah.
prideful group of seniors show up, they'll handle Texas, which ranks. And I'm glad, and I see why they fired Texas fired their defensive coordinator. They rank 127th against the pass
Mm.
and will struggle to match the Utes at the line of scrimmage. If not, Utah will lose a virtual road game and have a ton of regrets.
Yeah, because they're saying the same thing. It's a virtual road game. It's basically
Mm-hmm.
Texas in Austin. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be a win for Texas. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Mm-hmm.
surprised if Utah beats them in a home field advantage. But Texas, when they're back against the wall against certain teams, they come through. So yeah, I think they're gonna beat them.
All right. I gotta give a shout out to my former boss, um, at our old employment, a guy by the name of Bill Levesque. Hmm, hmm. On this one, Bill, I like you. We both from the Midwest. I know how much you love Michigan, and even with you as a Michigan fan, you have to admit that your team does. You at least admit that your team does shit the bed sometimes. And Bill went out, and my boy BL went out his way and said that Michigan was gonna get their ass kicked by my Crimson Tide in this next bowl prediction, Jimmy McWright, in the Citrus Bowl by 17 points. And you know what? We ain't gonna discuss this. Who cares that Josh Gaddis is be facing Nick Saban, his former boss? The fact of the matter is this, Harbaugh, Jimmy Harbaugh, James Harbaugh.
Mm-hmm.
You have walked in the you have stepped into Pandora's box
Mm-hmm.
to face a very pissed off Alabama team. I'd rather for you to be facing Auburn, and hell, I'd rather for Alabama to be facing an opponent who Auburn got, who I'll detail in a minute. And I know Jimmy's gonna be chomping at the bit about that. But
Mm-hmm.
this is a no-brainer. Alabama will blow out Michigan in this Citrus Bowl. This Alabama team is gonna show up pissed off. We are this Crimson Tide team, Jimmy. I mean, they are they are gonna take Michigan by the throat and just choke them, choke every ounce of life out of them, choke every khaki-free wrinkle out of that offense and defense, and just manhandle them like they stole something.
I agree.
They gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
Michigan fans, I have no remorse for you. I don't feel sorry for you. I would have felt sorry for you if you had to beat Ohio State but and still had to play us. But this is on your head. You are coming to the Citrus Bowl to face a very angry, pissed off Crimson Tide team. And you're also facing a very calm, methodical, yet angry Nick Saban, Jim Harbaugh. So
Yep.
guess what, Michigan fans? Get ready to take that ass whooping And don't say that Jimmy and I, along with my guy Bill, were the ones that didn't tell you so. But we told you so. So, vengeance saith Nick Saban, and the wrath of the Crimson Tide, the wrath of that Alabama of them elephant tusk of the Crimson Tide is gonna be going up in Michigan's ass. Just bang, 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 bang. Nice nod to my guy John Witherspoon. God rest his soul.
Yep.
That's Nick's pleasure. That's his pleasure. It's gonna be a pleasure when Alabama runs up the scoreboard on that defense. It's gonna be a pleasure when that defense makes shit Patterson look like he is shit.
Oh yeah.
Enough said about this. Michigan by 20. I mean Alabama by 20. I'm
Yeah.
giving y'all too much credit. Because Michigan is finna play a very pissed off Alabama team. What are your thoughts, Jimmy?
Mm, if Harbaugh wins, he didn't saved his job, or at least the critics for a while. But if he loses, if he loses, it's going to be expected he lose against Alabama. And I got Alabama as well in the Citrus Bowl. Those Alabama fans are going to be able to take that little trip from Tuscaloosa to Orlando. So that's going to be the ideal place for Alabama, and I think that's a great bowl. Even if they had played in the real Peach Bowl, that would have been a good place for the Alabama fans to go. Even though that's been taken over by the national championship, the playoff, the college football playoffs. But with them going to Citrus Bowl, you're gonna have half the stadium, at least 3/4 of the stadium, taken over for the Alabama Crimson Tide. So that's basically I wouldn't say it's a home game like versus Texas versus Texas versus Utah, but it's home away from home for them. It's enough of a home advantage for them. So it is what it is. So go Alabama.
Mm-hmm. But again, Michigan, you have been warned.
Mm-hmm.
You have been warned, Michigan. And plus, you're lazy, Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Be prepared to take that ass whooping.
Mm-hmm.
Hold up. Hold on. I was trying to find it. I don't know if y'all able to hear that. I was trying to find something for that. Bang, 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 bang. That's what Michigan finna get.
Bang, bang, bang.
Bang, 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 bang. Speaking of Auburn, how the fuck they get in with five? How the fuck they get in the New Year's Bowl with 5 losses? Outback Bowl, Minnesota versus Auburn. Who you got?
Minnesota but versus Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going for the SEC on that one. I'm going for the SEC.
Oh, okay. Moving right along. Rose Bowl, Oregon versus Wisconsin. I got Wisconsin on that one, dog.
Mm. You said Oregon versus Wisconsin?
Mm-hmm. 'Cause
Mm-hmm. 'Cause Wisconsin? 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 'Cause Oregon looking good though. Woo.
Yeah.
But they got their hands full with that boy Cone though.
Don't forget
That's
Jonathan Taylor. Oregon really got their hands full with Jonathan Taylor. How they gonna stop his ass?
uh, uh that's gonna be a shootout. I'll tell you that. But I'm gonna rock with Wisconsin on this one. I want to say Oregon, but they got their hands full with that quarterback and their running back. So
True. And I'm gonna say this for record. No, I think the best Rose Bowl game I've seen, um, other than Georgia and Oklahoma in that double overtime game, when Penn State and USC played, that was a damn shootout.
yeah.
That was a shootout. Clay Helton's first, I think Clay Helton's second year, he took James Franklin to the limit.
Oh yeah.
And
And this
after the game, they shook hands and they hugged. And James was telling me, he said, "Man, that was the best damn game you ever coached." He said, "Same here." Clay said, "It's the same here." That was a shootout. YouTube that, y'all. Penn State versus USC. I think that's the 20. I think that was the 20. I think that was the 2016, 2017,
mm,
2016 Rose Bowl, I believe.
okay.
I believe so. We have to check that out. So you say you got Oregon against Wisconsin?
No, I'm saying I got Wisconsin on a slight edge. Oregon, it's gonna be a close game, but I wouldn't be shocked if the Christ guy, the head coach, gets around. I don't know how you pronounce his name, but nevertheless, they got their hands full with both the quarterback and the running back. So
Cristobal.
yeah.
You talking about Oregon's coach, right?
I'm talking about the coach for Wisconsin. I can't
Paul
pronounce it.
Chryst.
Carl Chryst. Okay. I want to make sure.
Chryst.
Carl Chryst. But Paul, okay. Paul Chryst.
Chris, yeah, like it's not Christ, Chris. Like
okay, yeah, his name, yeah. Paul Chryst. He's a damn good coach. So they're gonna run into a guy that can coach his ass off. But don't be surprised if this game is close at all. But I think they're gonna have a problem with both the running back and the quarterback for Wisconsin. So, and like I say, man, and speaking of that, Ohio State should have lost yesterday.
You said that early. They should have. Justin Fields had to bring him back though.
Yeah, they should have lost.
And I really think that Ohio State got a reality check. They got a wake up check, wake up call.
Oh yeah, man. So
Paul Chryst, I'm put like this. Paul Chryst came up with a good game plan, but Ohio State ended up exposing them in the end. But really, when you look at everything on paper, Wisconsin had them beat.
Yeah, they had them beat and they should have took care of business. But nevertheless, they're gonna beat Oregon, but it's gonna be a good game while we see it while it lasts.
Right. Okay. All-State Sugar Bowl, Georgia and Baylor. I got Georgia.
Georgia versus Baylor.
Yep.
I got Georgia. Georgia they're gonna make easy work of them.
Yeah. January 2nd, the Ticket Smart Birmingham Bowl, Boston College versus Cincinnati. I got Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm. The Tax Slayer Gator Bowl, Indiana versus UT Vols.
Now, the last time Indiana beat Tennessee was in the 80s. I say 1988, 87. I say Tennessee's gonna go out on a big on a high note.
Okay. January 3rd, the famous Idaho Potato Bowl, Ohio versus Nevada.
Idaho versus
Ohio versus Nevada.
That's too close for me to call. I can't call that game. To be honest with you.
Okay. All right, gonna leave that alone. And let's see. The January 4th, the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl, Southern Mississippi versus Tulane. Who you got?
Southern Miss Tulane.
Mm-hmm.
I got Tulane in that one, but I'm gonna say this: that's a rivalry game, so that could go
Yeah.
either way.
Yeah.
It's
I
a
got
rivalry.
Tulane. Yeah, I got Tulane.
Yep.
And last but not least, on my mom's birthday, January 6th, the Linden Tree Bowl, Louisiana versus Miami, Ohio. Nah, I got Louisiana.
Yeah, I'll take them.
But right now they predicting the college football playoff championship game gonna be Clemson and LSU, but we will see. And the first let's draw on something episode of the year, we're gonna talk about that game. So all our bold predictions in order. Let me read back the comments here. R said something about he said something about I was tripping earlier about somewhat I don't know. He said that I better pay up when I lose that bet between LSU and Oklahoma. Uh, no, it's gonna be Jimmy.
We'll see. We'll see.
Okay.
But I'm
Man.
predicting they finna score with them hoes.
Yeah.
If they score less than 30, I'm gonna eat them 911 wings. I might get 3, I might get 5. That's all I'm gonna get. But I'm gonna eat them hoes. And you heard it first now.
You gotta have to get 3. That's the challenge.
Yeah.
Blue cheese dressing. You can't drink nothing. Can't wipe your hands. That's the challenge.
All right.
Now I did a few. I did a few that first time with no problems. And even my bartender at Buffalo Wild Wings, she said, "Yeah, I'm making sure he is." And she's like, "You ate it all?" I said, "Yep."
Yeah, man. And I might get some damn some boneless. I might get some boneless if I do lose. So, you know.
Yeah, they can be bone in and bone out. You know.
And you know what? I wished I was in Atlanta so I can get some of them hoes. Because Atlanta, I'm gonna give y'all props. Atlanta make the best hot wings in the country, man.
I heard.
You ain't never been to Atlanta, go to
I have
Atlanta.
never been to Atlanta.
Go to Atlanta's Best Wings or Lit Ass Wings up in Decatur. You know what I'm saying? So, they make the best wings in the place. Every restaurant I've gone to get some hot wings, it's way different than anything else. So if I was in Atlanta, shit, I would go to Lit Ass Wings so I can get lit if I lost. So we'll see what's up, man.
Yep. All right, man. Well, right quick. I provided a list on the Sport Talk group on Facebook about who you think would be the possible coaching candidates for Memphis. And all eyes right now are on Chip Long for Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
You think?
Let me research his resume. I know he's the offensive coordinator of Notre Dame,
And he started with Mike Norvell when he got here.
And he did good. Let's see, Chip Long, 36 years old, another young brother. Started at Louisville, Arkansas, Illinois, Utah, Arizona State with Mike Norvell, and Memphis offensive coordinator, and Notre Dame has done a hell of a job these last 2 years. So I say go for Chip Long.
Damn right.
Since he's familiar with the Memphis program, go with the guy who's from the most familiar with. I mean, unless he's coaching waiting, I think he should take the job. Or if I'm the University of Memphis, he should go after that. My second pick would be Barry Odom. Um,
Yeah. Or better yet, here's the thing. If you get Chip Long, bring Barry Odom back as the offer. Well, now here's the thing. I don't know if Mike Norvell's gonna keep the dude he hired from Memphis as his defensive coordinator going to Florida
mhm.
State. And Corey Wolf just inboxed us something. Just inboxed me something.
He inboxed
Uh,
the pictures, the scenes
Ryan,
of
he
the.
said I'm impressed with the interim coach Ryan. What the fuck, Ryan
He
Silverfield? Damn. Well, so much for James Franklin against Mike Norvell. Shit.
damn, yeah, that's yeah.
Shit.
Well,
Huh. Damn, fuck y'all, Florida State. Should have let that man at least coach his last game with the school. Nebraska did it.
yeah, yeah, but the thing is, Florida State gonna still have a good recruiting class because I think right now, uh, Florida State is at number 18 on Rivals, so they're probably gonna get top 10, top 15, something like that, same as they did last year. And he's already had good recruiting classes. He's already got a good recruiting class coming in the last 2 years from Willie Taggart's classes, so he'll be all right.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's why I said, Mike Norvell be all right, but appreciate you putting all them Florida State fans on blast. We're taking the wheel on their ass and taking them with and showing them where they need to go. Hopefully, you did with some of them. But I think if Memphis gets Chip Long, vice versa, see how it works. So, because I mean, I think with this Memphis team coming back, I mean, everybody gonna be returning except Brady White, who's Corey Wolf, in which Corey Wolf is a big fan of, in quotes. But we're gonna see what Memphis is gonna do. We're gonna see.
Yeah.
And on a final note, Jimmy, uh, as you know, if you saw my Facebook status, I posted who I started my job with. Um,
Yeah.
I'm disappointed with with the generation that I work with now. Here's why.
Mhm.
Tell me, I can understand in Texas they do shit like this, they starting off jobs like 15, 16, 17 hours where you at. But let me tell all you 19 to 22-year-old children something right now. You little kids, little boys and girls right now. Something here that lives here not only in Memphis but everywhere.
Yeah.
You ought to be blessed. Matter of fact, let me go one further because I'm not finna preach no religion on here.
Mhm.
You ought to be thanking God that you got a job that's starting you out at $15 an hour or more. Because I've never seen a bunch of unmotivated, excuse laden ass kids in my life. I work where I believe the young lady quit. And Jimmy, it's just a shame because all these kids just think about doing is just most of them don't want to work because they too damn lazy nowadays, man. And it pisses me off, and especially with these young mothers. Yeah, I'm finna get on y'all. I normally don't, Jimmy. Now y'all probably say, "Well, quick, Well, Craig, y'all don't be getting on none of these fathers out here. You want to bet? Hit Jimmy. Go on Jimmy JSmoove's channel. He has a lot to say about some of these young punk ass fathers, and he ain't afraid to go ham on these young punk ass mothers either.
Yeah.
We have stated on our shows that we will go out our way to defend young mothers and single mothers that are being done wrong by these baby dads and vice versa. But when you turn around and do some fuck shit, it make us question ourselves why we go out the way to defend y'all. Okay, this one young lady, okay, and she doesn't stay too far. She doesn't stay too far from the job. Now, if you're familiar with Lamar Avenue, and Jimmy's familiar with Lamar Avenue, and to all the people that don't live in Memphis, let me get you all familiarized with something. Lamar Avenue is closer to one of the other main streets in Memphis known as Winchester.
Yeah.
Okay? This young lady, she got a son and shit. Okay? Now she just stopped showing up for work because, and then let alone she didn't show up for work at all because the young lady was already at 10 points. 10 attendance points because she would no show work. And I asked her, well, hey, Miss man, I ain't been seeing you while. Would you just don't come? She's like, no, she said, I be waking up late. I said, well, what time do you be waking up late? What time is waking up late? I be waking up around about 5. I'm like, you still can come to work. You know, as if I was your boss, I tell you to your face. I'd rather for you to be here and I'd rather for you to take a half point and be late and have you can keep your job than for you to not show up, take a point and a half, and get fired. You know, it just pisses me. It just pisses me off, and I don't want nobody to sit up and say, well, Craig, you don't know her situation." Fuck that. I look at it like this: if you're a young mother or father and you got a child or children at home, damn it, I don't give a. You shouldn't have to give a fuck if you wake up at 5:05 in a fucking goddamn morning. You know you gotta be at work at 5:15 in a goddamn motherfucking morning. Get your ass up and come to work. Fuck that shit.
You know what that sounds like, and I'm gonna be offensive because it is what it is. You know what that sounds like? It sounds like that motherfucker selling some pussy. For her to be that fucking lazy and not want to get up for a $15 an hour job, that bitch, I don't know who the woman is, and you ain't even gotta say her name, but it sounds like that hoe selling pussy. You know, continue.
But no, she's not. Okay.
We never know.
But she seemed like a good girl with head on shoulders. But look, I'm talking about and I'm singling this out to, and then there's one guy I work with said he got 2 kids. Cause said he was, he had to take his son to, one of the guys said he had to take his son to the emergency room. But he said he was mad as hell. I said, what, you was mad as hell that you had to take your son to the emergency room? He said, no, not that. He said, because the fact that I'm studying accumulating points. Listen, and I'm going to be cautious when I say this. If you got children and they need to be taken to the emergency room, they're your fucking priority. That's one. But but also, if it's set to a point where you got to constantly take your child or children to the emergency room for a whole lot of stuff that's hampering your income, The best thing that you should do is is just quit. It's just resign. If you know you got to be at work at between 5 o'clock, 5:15, 6 o'clock, 6:30, or whatever, and if you waking up at 6:45, that don't mean you lay your ass on down back in the fucking bed. You get your ass up to fucking work. Yes, I'm cussing because it's shit like this that just pisses me off with this young generation that think they know every fucking damn thing. And they don't know shit. They don't know the difference between lead water and duck shit, even if you told them. Jimmy, I'm pretty sure, Jimmy, right or wrong, I'm pretty sure you overslept for your job, but did you stay at home?
Hell no.
No, you didn't. You came on to work. You called your boss and let them know, hey, man, I overslept. I'll be on.
Yep.
I did it plenty of times. Not a whole lot of times, if you give them a drip, but yeah, I overslept one time in my job. Several times in my job. I had a manager told me, he said, hey, CJ, don't worry about it. Because I kind of, Craig, I don't worry about it. I know your transportation situation.
Yeah.
But that's different. But come on. You live 10 minutes from the fucking job. You mean to tell me you can't get you can't get your ass up, bring your ass on to work?
You
And you
can't
got a mouth to feed, a mouse to feed?
you can't
That's some fucking bullshit.
My thing is you can't Uber to work. You can't catch
Live.
Lyft or something. If you're 10 minutes away, that's only like $5, $6, $7, $10 to get to work. You can't stack up $50 a week to get to work. Even if you couldn't catch the bus to work, at worst case scenario, if you live 10 minutes away from your job and catch a fucking Lyft. I would love to get some of y'all Uber and Lyft prices, you know, out there in Memphis. Cause in order for me to get on to catch Uber and Lyft, it's 20 minutes away, but that's automatically $25 I have to catch to work automatically, and I stay 14 miles from my job. So continue, bro. Yeah,
Hey,
I stay 14.
and I told you what I had to do.
Uh huh.
I have to walk across the state line to Tennessee for it to get cheap. Where
Mm-hmm.
I live at South Haven, Mississippi, it's $23
Shit.
from my house to my job. But going to my house from my job is 13. What kind of shit that is?
Yep. Crazy, man.
You know, and generation Z just fucking sickens me.
Uh huh.
They always want something. They always want something. Nothing. What was that saying? What was that? Correct me if I'm wrong. What was the saying you told me last couple shows ago?
I
They
don't.
they beg for what they need, but pay for what they want, or they beg for what they
They
want and
beg
pay
for
for
what
what
they
they
need
need.
and pay for what they want. Yeah.
There you go. They beg for what this generation and even some of us, some of our Generation X folks, like myself, and Jimmy is a millennial, but he's born he's a millennial. He's a Generation X millennial. Let's put it like that, because he's woke. Okay, we got some people that's our age and my age that'll beg for what they want and pay for what the fuck they need. Okay, this generation that we got now, this Generation Z, they beg too much for what the fuck they goddamn want and pay for what they need. But I do one better. They always beg for a better paying fucking goddamn job, but can't, but don't have the need or the want to be able to get to the motherfucker. But they ass be on Instagram posting up pictures of turn up parties.
Yep.
I fought y'all parents on how the fuck y'all are. So if anybody need an ass whooping, it's them.
I agree.
Cause like I said, with this young lady, she's good, you know, good girl seemed happy with her head on her shoulders. But it ain't no fucking damn excuse for her to not come to work. Cause she be oversleeping at 5 o'clock. I said, well, do you have your alarm set? Talking about, yeah, but my baby gonna be up and wanna be playing and everything and stuff like that.
She full
Put
of
his
shit.
ass to sleep.
She full of
Up,
shit. She
put
just
his ass to sleep.
she just don't want the fucking job. That's where it all comes down to. She just don't want the fucking job. That's where it all comes down to. If you make that bullshit excuse, you don't have enough courage to make enough money so your kids can get a food in your mouth. That's why I'm saying this. She probably sells pussy. That's what it sounds like. Because for you to be that fucking careless, because you never know what people does in a personal life, and I could be wrong, and I'm hoping I'm wrong. But for you to be that fucking careless, how is in the words of Coach Sheldon Harrison, how is she gonna explain that? How the fuck she gonna explain that? That's my thing. But continue, please.
Mm-hmm. But it's the same with the single mom with the single moms and also you single dads because it's shit like this that make my people like myself not want to defend y'all anymore. I'm sorry. I damn. I mean, here I am. Hell, I'm here. I am. I'm 41 years old. I mean, $15 a fucking hour. A job's a job. But take that motherfucking build on that shit, you know. And the way I look at it, where I work at, more career opportunities for me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem with this generation is they always want to beg, they always want to beg for nothing and can't actually work for what they want. They gotta kiss ass. They got think they gotta get by. Oh well, look, time is. Man, it's 5:13. I might as well call in. So I ain't going to work today. I know mess around overslept. Jimmy, I'm going to admit, ever since I had this job, I missed one day because I didn't have enough money for a lift.
I feel you.
You know, they understood transportation issue. It's a difference. I live in South Hay, but if you live 5 to 10 minutes from the job where you at and you can't bring your ass on to work, it's something seriously fucking wrong with your damn priorities. Don't care if you don't have a child, if you just by yourself. Don't care if you have a child or children. You need to wake up and check your priorities. Matter of
Yeah.
fact, question what's your motivation? Shit, man, it just pisses me off for young women like that do some shit like that. And for young men, which I can understand, if you don't want to work, why did you bother wasting time filling out the application?
Well,
Folks
number
out here need a damn hold on. Folks out here need a damn job. And it's folks like them waiting, basically just stealing money. Go ahead, man. Cause I got a right to be fucking pissed off about this shit.
yeah, well, there's different reasons why people quit a job. Sometimes the job doesn't live up to their expectations. It's a number of reasons. Sometimes people are just fucking lazy. In Memphis, being in Memphis, there's a lot of lazy motherfuckers there, and that's why I'm not there no more. So it is what it is when it comes to that, man. But if you don't have enough dignity to get up off your ass and work and make some income for your kids, first of all, motherfuckers 25 and up, unless you, I'm sorry, for the women, unless you got a dude that's established, and under 25, I should say, unless you got got an older cat that's established, don't have no goddamn kids. Now for the dudes, think twice before y'all start having kids before the age of 25, because it is a struggle. When you have kids before then, it is a fucking struggle, especially if you're not established. But for those who have kids at that age, if coming to work, making your little $15 an hour, don't motivate you to take care of your kids, and don't motivate you to, if that don't motivate you to put in work for your kids and bring in a source of income, you need your entire ass whooped. Let's just keep that 1,010. You need your ass whooped. And if that job wasn't good enough for you, just put in your 2 weeks notice. Put in your 2 weeks notice if you don't want that job. But don't waste people's time, and don't waste your own time. You know what I'm saying? So it's a number of reasons why people, some is legit and some is just some complete bullshit. But if you don't have the dignity to keep a job so you can eat, especially with the limited job market in Memphis as it is, you need your ass whooped. So continue, bro, man.
Yeah. I mean, you said it best, man. I mean, I can't, so hey, like when in the Tom and Jerry cartoons, when Tom had enough of ass kicking from Jerry, what did Tom do?
Mm-hmm.
Wave that white flag, didn't he? He waved that white flag. So that's what I'm doing. I'm waving my white flag at some of y'all single mothers that ain't trying to bet, that's it between the ages of 18 and 20 some years old and whatnot. You ain't trying to better your fucking self.
Uh-huh.
I'm done. Same for the brothers. You know, you want to come to work when you goddamn want to. I can't respect. I can't respect no person like that. Can't respect no man like that, man. Come to work. You come to work. You get ready to be the first one talking about some, man. I got mouths feed. I got kids to take care of. Okay, bring your ass to work every day, not every other day.
Yeah.
Shit. I can't hell. I'm done defending y'all. Because y'all don't fucking deserve it. But it was just Jimmy. That it was just fucking appalling, man. And then when I found out today that I believe that up there, and I believe the young lady had just quit. And the job that we do, Jimmy, it is not fucking hard, man. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
It is not. Now, if you want hard, they need to go to our old job. Damn. It just pisses me. Just ugh.
Yeah.
You know, shit make me. But I'm aged right now. I got to worry about myself, man. Because if I had a child or children, I'd be working every day and every overtime as much as possible
I agree.
to
Yeah.
take care of that seed out and popped in a woman. You know.
Yeah.
So, but with that being said, man, you got anything you want to plug in for call it a night?
Oh man, man, great show, man. Great show, man. And good looking out on slapping that whole ass troll. I'll tell you that. And you know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, good show, man. And I'm ready for the LSU and Oklahoma game, man. I'm ready
Yeah,
for it.
it's gonna be on the same day as Memphis and Penn State. So,
Yeah, Memphis in penitentiary state. So
mhm.
but nevertheless, man, shout out to James Franklin and shout out to the University of Memphis on a good season, regardless of what happens. You know, great season.
Yeah, Oh yeah, but but I still, I just hope they make it. I just hope whoever Memphis hires for their football program make the right decision. So,
Oh yeah,
because
because
you don't want to hire a coach who's gonna set the program back.
no, you definitely don't. And man, good looking out for the University of Memphis. Got a lot to look forward to, especially with basketball season coming up. We had a great football season, regardless of the outcome, and
Yeah.
looking forward to the basketball season.
And speaking of basketball, our Tar Heels lost to Virginia today, 57-46.
Oh, they playing the ACC schedule early, huh?
Yeah,
Man, so that's interesting. But where the game was at, in Virginia or Carolina?
Virginia.
Virginia. So when they come back to Carolina, our boy gonna eat their ass alive. So
Yeah, Cole Anthony.
yeah, Cole Anthony. I love Cole Anthony, and uh, man, his dad mold that kid. He gonna fuck around and be way better than his daddy.
Oh
I
hell yeah.
in my opinion, because they have a similar relationship to what Dale and Steph, even though Steph Curry's full name is he's basically Dale Curry Jr. Waddell Stephen Curry Jr. He's basically
Yeah.
so, but he has the same relationship, Greg, with that Dale had with Junior as he has with Cole, man. So that boy gonna be a beast. And then the
Yeah,
kid,
because Dale had two boys, right?
I think so. I think he has two
Steph
boys.
and what you call that played for Duke.
Yeah, it's two boys, and I think it's a girl inside of that, inside of the thing. And what's crazy, his little brother give him problems on the defensive end. I never knew that, but it's sibling rivalry, so they're gonna play their best against each other. And I
Yeah.
like the end of the conference finals where they traded jerseys with one another. You know what I'm saying? So much respect to that kid, to both of the
Oh
Dale
yeah.
Curry kids. And but like I said, Cole Anthony, man, he's the goods. I'm telling y'all that. I wish Memphis, before they got Boogie, I wish they had got Cole. But I seen at the McDonald's All-American game when he became the McDonald's All-American MVP, he did better than James Wiseman. James Wiseman did his thing, but Cole Anthony was like, shit, I got to show my shit. Because a lot of people did not know prior to that game, a lot of people did not know that was Greg Anthony's son. A lot of people didn't know that. And then, the announcers had to finally realize, oh, that's Greg Anthony's son. So, man, North Carolina, enjoy Cole Anthony while y'all can. Because he's definitely a potential number one. He's definitely a lottery pick. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But he's a potential number one. He's a potential number one, but he's definitely going to be a lottery pick. I'll tell you that. And I like his game. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is.
Yep. Yeah, and trying to remember an old cat by the name of Stacey Augman.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think he's back in his alma mater because I'm trying to something just had me just think about how that damn Stacey Augman he was low key popular with Larry Johnson, man, back in '91 because him and the running Rebels was fuck I was gonna say they were how popular they were. I think he's still coaching at UNLV. He's an assistant.
Stacey Augman,
Yeah.
man, I can't wait till they bring the run and gun systems that we saw in the 90s, 80s, and 90s. I can't wait till somebody truly runs it the way it should be run to make Virginia look bad. Because I'm gonna tell y'all, if that Virginia teams play that slow ass basketball against them UNLV teams, some of the worst UNLV teams would have beat this Virginia Cavalier team, even that national title team. There's no way you could have played. And the thing about UNLV, they had great defense. People saw that they had they had good offense, but their defense was top 5. And 1 year during that title run, that the Puke Devils cheated UNLV, one of the biggest robberies in history, with that bullshit officiating that they had. They had the number 1 defense in the nation. They had the number 1 defense in the nation and the number 1 offense. And from what I understand, I think they're the last team to do it. I could be wrong, and I need to look that stat up closely, but they had the best defense and the best offense in the country all in 1 year. So yeah, though, and their defenses was always top 5 during the Jerry Tarkanian timeline. And I wished he was able to retire at UNLV, but of course the NCAA was nitpicking at him like they're doing Memphis, and he filed a lawsuit and won. You know what I'm saying? So, nevertheless, man, I'm ready for basketball season, man.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. So, but other than that, y'all, we're going to have to draw episode 35. Is this? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, episode 35 to a close. But with that being said, on behalf of Jimmy JSmoove, who's born and raised in 901, he's going to make some super changes and big moves in 832. Y'all know how you're going to do. This is Craig Smith II. Stay safe. Good night. Get well rested for y'all jobs in the morning. That's if y'all got to go to them. Take care. God bless.
Peace.